was trying to get to is what drives him to protect other people? What drives him to save whistleblowers, at-risk journalists, to put his neck on the line to save other people? And that's where I'm going with the compassion aspect. Because
I've never spoken with Julian on those topics, but I know a lot about Julian, and just from my interactions with him, combined with my knowledge of his personal history, I would have to say that this goes all the way back to his childhood. He had a very rough childhood. And what happens with people who have a very tough childhood is it can go either way with you. You can become, a complete asshole and become very cynical and very mean-spirited and take it out on the world that way. Or you sort of snap like a rubber band and you say to yourself, you know what? The whole world treated me like shit the whole time I was a child. So I'm going to go out and help people who don't have a voice. I'm going to go out because nobody was there for me. Nobody was there to help me when I had no voice, when I had no power. And so I'm going to go out and make a difference in the world and help people because I'm driven to do the same thing. And so that's it's just a guess. I mean, I'm not a psychologist. I don't know what to say, but I do know his background, and I do know he's a very compassionate man. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, that doesn't even take being a friend of Julian Assange to know that he cares about the world, that he cares about people, that he's doing what he's doing out of compassion. And I think more than anything, for the voiceless, for the weak, I don't think Julian gives much of a rat's ass about the powerful and the people that are doing okay, to be honest with you. I think he really, really cares about people who are, for instance, getting killed for no reason at all because these powerful governments want to just do whatever the fuck they want to do, and they just run roughshod over everybody. I think those matter to him, and I think the weak and the voiceless matter to Julian. I hate to play shrink with somebody, but I think it's. I'll just put it on myself. For me, it comes from my childhood, and I know that Julian also had a very rough childhood, and so it's just my guess that it began very early on. Again, with that sort of dichotomy where when you do have a rough childhood, you've got two ways you can go with that, and one of those ways is to fight back against that cruelty of the world. And try to make a difference, try to stand up. It's sort of like if you get picked on, like when you're in school a lot by bullies, you can go one of two ways. You can either become a bully or you can become the guy that goes and beats the fuck out of bullies. And I think I guess that's the simplest way I could put it. Julian decided to become one of those dudes that goes out and beats the fuck out of bullies.